Hello and welcome. It is today.
Welcome to the segment Common Beginner Mistakes here on Glass and a Flash. I'm Katie.
I'm Michael. First things first in the news, uneven gathers. Beginners. Katie, you know what I'm always saying about beginners.
What do you always say?
They make terrible gathers. They're uneven. They hold the pipe down too much. They hold it up too little. It's always a mess. The important thing to know if you are a beginner and you're taking your first gather, it's critical that out of the furnace you want that pipe at a slight angle down. Hold it up too much, all the glass is going to fall right back on the end of the pipe. You got no material to use. If you hold it down too far, that glass can fall right off. You don't have the hand skills, it's just going to drip on the floor and make a big mess. And that's what I always say about beginners.
It's tough.
Tough.
In other news, marvering too soon will make your glass wrinkle. So we don't want to marver our glass too soon on the table. You want to hover over the table for just a moment. That's called air marvering. Give it a second, and when you start to feel like it might have skinned up a little, roll it on the table. That makes it a little bit less wrinkly on the outside. What's next for us, Michael?
Well, here's the thing. After you do all that marvering, if you take too long to start your bubble, you're not going to have success. If that glass gets cold, you can't get your bubble started. And if you make that bubble too long, related to your marvering, by the time you try to start the bubble, it just won't go. So you need to be quick when you're on the marver. Don't marver too soon, but don't take too long either. It's got to be just right. Katie?
Along with that same concept, don't work too cold. The colder you work, the longer it takes for you to get that glass hotter. So use that gathering heat to your advantage. Work quickly, not too quickly, not too slowly. If you're working with the glass and nothing's happening, heat it up. Michael, anything to add to that?
Actually, yes. If you overblock your glass after you've taken that first gather and you spend too much time blocking, you can have the same kind of issues. You make the glass too cold and you're not going to be using the heat efficiently with the glass. The other thing that happens, beginners often use that block as a crutch. Why? They don't want to drip glass all over the floor. That's embarrassing. So you use the block and then they burn out the tool and you shorten the life of your tool as well as taking the heat out of your glass.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
In other news, when you put your punty on, you want to make sure that your punty is not too hot. That's something that's really difficult to change. When your assistant brings the punty over and it looks too hot, it probably is. Give it a second, give it a couple of seconds, maybe even 3 seconds. Then you can put it on. And if you still have a little bit of gumminess to where you can center it, it's perfect.
Katie, what about if that punty's too cold?
If the punty's too cold, it'll be disastrous. And your piece could fall on the floor. So there's a sweet spot. With time, lots of patience, you'll find it.
You know what I always say? As the gaffer, you're in charge. If you don't like that punty, send them away. Make your assistant bring you a new one.
With a please and a thank you, of course.
Yes, manners go a long ways.
That's another good point. Be polite to your assistants. Be a polite assistant as well. Saying please and thank you is encouraged, of course, but make sure that your assistant and you are on the same page. Michael?
Let's talk jack lines, Katie. A lot of things can go wrong with the jack line. First of all, if you have your wrist crooked when you start your jack line, you're going to start to get a corkscrew off the end of the pipe.
Yeah.
No good.
No good.
You want to make sure you've got your wrist locked straight and that you start a nice, consistent, straight jack line off the end of the pipe. It's also important that you start straight up and down and then lean those jacks away.
Why?
Well, if you get a really square jack line, it's much more likely that it's going to break. If you get a nice taper away from the pipe down to the shoulder, it's less likely to break out when you go for that transfer. The other thing is that if you start your jack line a little bit earlier in the process, as you inflate, you'll actually inflate back up towards the jack line. You'll thin the glass out a little more, and you don't have to worry about having too thick of a jack line or a lip after that transfer as well.
So essentially you can put the jack line wherever it needs to be.
Ideally, a little bit off the end of the pipe. If you're too close, that glass is going to be thick, and then you're going to have a lot of excess material to trim off later.
Well said.
Oh, thanks, Katie. Katie, what else do you have? Any other thoughts?
We are going to talk about flashing. Flashing means reheating in the reheating chamber.
Of course.
You're in there for just a brief moment to keep the glass hot enough so it doesn't break. So when you go back to the oven, make sure you're not overheating the glass. Make sure it's not so cold that it breaks. And once it breaks, there's no point of returning. There's no way to fix that. And so flashing is very important. It's difficult to remember when to flash, but make sure that you're being efficient in those moments.
Katie, it sure sounds like the only way to really improve at this is to practice.
Practice makes practice easier.
That's the famous saying. They famously say that. One more thing. If you don't stretch your bubble out enough, and then you don't cool the bottom of the bubble before you inflate, you're gonna have really thick shoulders and lips, and you're gonna shoot the bubble right to the bottom. And then you're gonna break out your bottoms. So you've really gotta be intentional about stretching just off the end of the pipe and inflating that top section first before inflating down to the bottom of the piece.
That's a core value for glassmaking, I'd say.
I see it all the time. Not enough stretching in reality or with glass.
Well said.
Oof, those are some horrendous mistakes.
Truly awful.
Hate to see it.
But they'll get there
One day.
one day.
Yep.
As always, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ask your questions in the comments.
And be sure to tune in again next week for more tips, tricks, and techniques. As always, I'm Michael.
And I'm Katie.
This is Glass in a Flash.